today's video, we're going to be taking a look at all of the Festival of the Lost 2023 items because they have recently been data mined. So this is your first and only spoiler warning. If you don't want to see any of the Festival of the Lost items, then you're going to have to click on this video now. But assuming that you do want to see them because you read that title, let's jump into it. First up, we need to look at the Hunter, Titan, and Warlock armor sets. Obviously, these were put to a community vote, but we can now see the actual 3D models of what these armor sets are going to look like when they're in game. Previously, we just had artistic renditions, but now this is what the Hunter set will actually be looking like. Hopefully none of you Hunter mains out there have arachnophobia because this one definitely has spider vibes all over it. Next up, we have the Titan set that's coming out with the Festival of the Lost, and this has some creepy praying mantis vibes. Obviously, they'll look a lot different when we're able to actually see this in game and add shaders to it. And lastly, let's look at the Warlock set here. Warlocks have a cute little horn and fairy wings on their backs, so I think that's about appropriate. Next up, we'll be taking a look at all of the different festival masks that you can acquire this year. First up, we have the Callus mask from LIGHTFALL, where he's got his little Boy Scout uniform on. Then next up, we have a Tormentor mask, which looks pretty cool. I like that. Then next up, we have the Marasav mask, which I'm absolutely sure no one will be putting that on and then using the twerk emoji. Certainly no Guardian would ever do that. Fourthly, we have a Nimbus mask made available for us. Whether you love this character or hate this character, you will be able to rock the mask this year. The fifth mask is a Puka mask. I'm sure there'll be some fans of that out there. And the sixth mask is a Clovis Bray mask. I love that. It's got little buttons on the eyes. The seventh mask is a Disciple mask. Rolk vibes coming from that one. And then the last mask will be the Good Boy mask. So if petting the dog wasn't enough, you can become the dog. In just a moment, we're going to look at some more cosmetics that you get from Festival of the Lost. But before we do so, we're going to look at some of the weapons that you're going to get and some of the good rolls that come on them. Before we do though, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And the first weapon we're going to look at is the Horror Story Auto Rifle. Auto Rifles are a much more potent PvP option in this season, and the Horror Story has some really good potential for some good rolls, with perks in the right hand column like Headstone, Collective Action, Target Lock, Cascade Point, Frenzy, Vorpal, and Adrenaline Junkie, and perks in the left hand column like Elemental Capacitor, Dynamic Sway Reduction, Discord, Enlightened Action, Under Over, Envious Assassin, and Demolitionist in the left hand column. I could definitely see some spicy combinations here. Keep in mind that this auto rifle is a 450 RPM, which the current meta auto rifle right now is the Amit, another 450 RPM. In PvP, I could easily see a roll like Dynamic Sway Target Lock or even Elemental Capacitor Target Lock being absolutely devastating, but only time will tell. We'll have to see what this is like once we get it in game. Let me know your thoughts down below though. Do you think that the Horror Story is about to make waves in the PvP sandbox? Next up, we're going to be talking about the Jurassic Green Pulse Rifle. This is that 540 rapid fire RPM type with perks in the right hand column like Incandescent, Golden Tricorn, Frenzy, Multi-Kill Clip, Encore, Collective Action, Head Seeker, and perks in the left hand column like Subsistence, Rangefinder, Perpetual Motion, Killing Wind, Heal Clip, Loose Change, and Keep Away. I could easily see a Keep Away Head Seeker roll doing crazy things in Crucible. 540 RPMs are very, very nice right now. The type of weapon to absolutely melt your face off. And in PvE, even though I'm probably not going to use a 540 RPM too much in PvE, I can see a really cool roll here with Kill Clip and Multi-Kill Clip. Spray down a few adds, reload, give cure to all your teammates, and then benefit from that massive 50% damage boost. Actually sounds pretty nice. So we'll see if the Jurassic Green has some viability in the sandbox after it comes into the game. The next weapon we're going to talk about from Festival of the Lost 2023 is the Macabre Sniper Rifle, a high impact sniper rifle that took the game by storm when it first came out. This time around in the right hand column, you're going to have perks like High Impact Reserves, Adrenaline Junkie, Vorpal, Volt Shot, Opening Shot, High Ground, and Discord. In the left hand column for this weapon, you'll see there's Keep Away, Auto Loading, Triple Tap, Clown Cartridge, Snapshot, Eddy Current, and lastly Demolitionist. In PvP, a Snapshot opening shot roll is absolutely devastating, although I'm curious to see how powerful a High Impact Reserve shot would do to the body from a High Impact Sniper. That might actually not be too bad. And in PvE, you have a roll like Triple Tap Vorpal. I don't think this is going to be a DPS defining sniper, but you never know. Bungie does adjust the sandbox multiple times a year, every year now, so you might want to just hang on to a good roll for PvE in case you do get it. Lastly, we'll be taking a look at a new weapon. It's called a Cosmic GSP. This is a 150 RPM heavy grenade launcher, and it's going to roll in the right hand column with perks like Repulsor Brace, Cascade Point, Explosive Light, Wellspring, Collective Action, Destabilizing Rounds, and High Ground. And the left hand column, the perks available for this grenade launcher are Enlightened Action, Impulse Amplifier, Surplus, Loose Change, Clown Cartridge, Field Prep, and quick draw. For PvE, Explosive Light is always a devastatingly strong perk, especially on grenade launchers and rockets. And in the left-hand column, to pair with Explosive Light, you have perks like Clown Cartridge and Field Prep. For PvP, you actually have a decent role here too with Impulse Amplifier. Make sure you're pairing with that the magazine Proximity Grenades. And then in the final column, you could use the new perk High Ground, which is going to give you a bonus to damage when attacking from above, which obviously when you're using a grenade launcher, that's kind of the playstyle you want to have. You want to be jumping up in the air and shooting down onto targets. So I think you'll find a ton of usage with this. I think this will be the new PvP meta grenade launcher. Right now, grenade launchers are super dominant when it comes to power ammo. In PvP, they're one of the better options, especially in trials. And I think that this will replace my current grenade launcher as best in slot. So I'm definitely looking forward to grinding out this god roll here. Now let's jump in and look at the cosmetics for this season. First up, we have two sparrows here. The first one looks like a Tormentor style sparrow, Disciple of Rolk vibes definitely from this. And the second one looks like some crazy medieval carriage. Both of these look absolutely wicked. Love them. Love the artistic style on them. The next two we're going to look at are two cosmetic ships. The first one is called the Extraterrestrial Vehicle Exotic Ship, and the second one is the Fairy Tale Flight Exotic Ship. Both look pretty epic, like sci-fi style. Next up, we have two ghosts. Those look really crazy. I feel like those are two of the best ghosts we've ever seen in the game in terms of uniqueness and originality. And lastly, we have another ghost that's like in a cupcake present and a very simple sparrow. So all things considered, I'm actually looking forward to Festival of the Lost this year, considering the loot actually looks pretty good. I definitely want that full Titan armor set and the Marasav mask for research purposes. The sparrows look really good, the ghosts look crazy good, and the ships, in my opinion, they just look alright. As far as the weapons go though, I will definitely be grinding for a god roll of that grenade launcher, and the horror story is going to be crazy in PvP in my opinion. And if along the way I get a good roll of the Jurassic Green or the Macabre Sniper, I'll hang on to them, but not nearly as excited for those weapons as I am the other two. Let me know which weapons and cosmetics you are most excited for Festival of the Lost. Hopefully this year is a bigger success than previous years, because previously this event has had the reputation of being the festival of the cost, and is perceived as being more of just a money grab from Bungie, from the community. I hope that that's not the case this year. I hope that there's not all the good stuff hidden behind silver and that we can actually acquire these items from Bright Dust, because if not, I'm sure the community is going to be really upset, and then Joe Blackburn's going to have to drop another video saying, I'm sorry, here's 500 silver, yada yada, and then the cycle repeats once again. The other issue that people have with the Festival of the Lost is that the game mode for the last few years has been mindlessly grinding lost sectors, and I think that most of you out there would agree that the lost sectors weren't nearly as fun as the Haunted Forest. We still haven't got the promo trailer yet for what Bungie is going to do this year, but most of us at this point in time assume that it's going to be lost sectors once again. Fingers crossed though that it's the Haunted Forest, because we actually did a poll to see which the community preferred most, and the results were by far in favor of the Haunted Forest. So comment down below which version of this seasonal event you enjoyed the most, the lost sectors or the Haunted Forest. I'll be curious to see the results. Let me know if you'll be grinding the event at all. Our prediction is that it's going to be out in a week from now at the time I'm recording this video, but Bungie actually hasn't set an official date. So if you want to know exactly when it comes out, make sure you're subscribed to the channel with notifications on, because I'll keep you up to date on all the news in Destiny 2. Smash that like button and click on the screen here to watch another video from this channel. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Later.